Greetings again to you, family, from Purpose Driven Television. I'm your host, Miss Sophia. And in this final segment of our interview with Mr. Green, or John, as he prefers, we're going to cover just a few more of his projects that he's done regarding historical research. And these are things that you can actually invest in and order. And so, Mr. Green or John, can you share with us the 10 projects that you've done?
Well, I'll be happy to share this with you, and if I could get a copy of that newspaper, I'd appreciate it, so I can show that right there. This is the first 10 that I did. This is on the cakewalk, and many people do not understand that this was a dance that was done by the slaves on the plantation. When you understand that we worked all day, we had very little outlets for recreation and this, that, and the other. And then every once in a while, we did have an opportunity. We would sing and we would dance. But this, the cakewalk, took on more importance at the Apollo Theater in New York. They were holding cakewalks all around the country. You heard the expression, "that takes the cake." That's the way they would announce the winner of the cakewalk. And at that time, the cakewalk, the more exuberant you were, with the gyrations and this and the other, that's what made it so exciting. And they say, "that takes the cake," and they would award that person with a cakewalk. I did this 10 in 1993. And we had a tremendous run on it. And I have a history here of the cakewalk, a lot of the information that my grandmother gave me because there was very little information out here on it. And this is an original lithograph that I own showing the cakewalk. We had cookies in this one. And this 10 and the other 10s were at old Dayton Hudson. They were at Marshall Fields in Chicago. And that was a very interesting thing because I did my studies at Lincoln University where I studied journalism, and I have a lot of classmates in Chicago, and about 10 or 12 of them came down to the Marshall Field, and we had a very good time while I'm selling tents, you know. It was very exciting. My wife and I were there, and they came down. We had a big day. We moved about 15,000 of these tins. And now they're all out of print and we're thinking about redoing them. The second 10 that I did was Henry O. Flipper. Henry O. Flipper, this is the man that I spoke about earlier. He is the first black to graduate from the United States Military Academy at West Point. He is not the first black to go to West Point, but he is the first to graduate. He graduated in 1877. His first duty station was Fort Sill, Indian Territory, which is now in Oklahoma, which is my hometown. I like to point out the logo that you see up here in the right-hand corner, which is the logo from West Point. I wrote them and asked them to use it, and they said that I could not use it because this was a commercial adventure. And I wrote him back and I said, "I'm going to be nicer to you in my commentary than you were to him because you understand that for the whole 4 years nobody spoke to him." That's the story that they tell. And then one day my wife went to the mailbox and somebody had sent us the logo. They didn't have a return address or anything on it, so I used it. And then the other symbol over here is the Buffalo Soldiers, which my grandfather was a part of the 9th Cavalry. You know. And this was a black and white picture, and I had it enhanced in color so that it would look nice. I'm very proud of this 10, and we had caramel corn in this particular 10. Ralph Bunch. I'm sorry. Oh, God, that's on my brain. Henry O. Flipper. And you should know that Henry O. Flipper had a relative who was a bishop in the AME church, you know. The third 10 that I did was "Come and Join Us Brothers," which is a picture of the men who went into the 54th Massachusetts Regiment. You remember the movie Glory?
Yes,
This is where Gloria's story first began with these people. We have on the back pictures of Martin Delaney, John Mercer Langston, and my all-time favorite Fred Douglass, who had a very interesting career. This we had what was known as hot nuts. These were nuts that had some kind of hot sauce on them, but they were in the shell. And these tins now are, what, 27 years old? You know. And we hope to put these out, plus we are planning a series of other tins. Because in America, our history for us as a group of black people has been brutal and bloody, but beautiful. You just don't realize how beautiful it is. You cannot write the history of America without including us. Don't ever forget that. We are an integral part of this American history. But from the history books, you wouldn't know it. But we intend to change that. We intend to change that.
And Mr. Green, what you just said about our history, even though the bloodshed, the beauty, it reminds me of a movie that my daughter and Nyla we just watched called Collateral Beauty, and that's one of the points that was made in this movie. The main character, Will Smith, he loses his daughter to an illness, and one of the things that was said to him was, "There's still beauty in life, even after all of that hurt and pain and devastation." And Mr. Green, I would like for you once again to share your contact information for those of our viewers that may want to contact you about purchasing or investing in the products that you've shown today, or also just that want to join the movement that we have of getting this information out into the world at large. So may we have your contact information again, please?
My contact information is John, John, Green, Green, Manual, Manual, 511 at gmail.com. That is the way to get in touch with me. And I welcome any kind of information or criticism or whatever you have. Let's have it.
Thank you so very much. And as we're coming toward the end of the program with John, the book, Negroes in Michigan History, one of the places that you made sure that these were placed was in the school system, so that students could learn their history. And I want to thank you for doing that for the students in Detroit. And as we are coming to a close, I just want you to just look at the camera and just give a message. We know all that's going on with Detroit Public Schools, the threat of closures and things like that. But I believe that we can still encourage our children. You know, this show today, I'm sure, is an encouragement to them. But can you give them a personal message, those Detroit Public School and public school students?
First of all, about the book. The book was sold to the public school system in '69, and this was when you had a white superintendent. Under all of the black superintendents, I have not been able to sell not one single book to them. The book was authorized by Act 47, Public Acts of 1915, under the governorship of Governor Woodbridge N. Ferris, Ferris, Farris. And he is the person for whom Ferris Institute or Ferris University is named after. The book was part of what is known as the Lincoln Jubilee that was held in Chicago in 1915. You can Google that. Michigan went there and won the most outstanding award for having the best exhibit, and then we had the book. There were 3 other states that issued what they call manuals at that time, but we are the only state where it has ever been reissued. The thing that you have to understand is that the Board of Education, the State Board of Education, has been cheating black people out of a legacy. Flanagan and all those guys, they're not worth a quarter. I did not realize that they had taken some of the information off of the records that were put on the document in 1966 when you had Daisy Elliott and Del Rio and some of the other blacks there that said that the state superintendent of education must make a report every year as to what the content is going into the books. They took this off of the books and you didn't even know about it. And when I wrote about it, they wrote me a letter and said, you know, Mr. Green, that law is no longer on the books. We don't have to do that anymore. You just don't know what's going on. But this is because you don't pay attention. You have to be vigilant. And the only people who can be vigilant about our history is us.
Yes.
You can't expect him to maintain your history.
I love that. Vigilance. So
Vigilance,
that is a
absolutely.
strong message to our youth. Vigilance. And Miss John, you've met my daughter Nyla.
Yes.
We talked a lot today about the first and achievements of African Americans. Now, Nyla's in school right now, but she wanted to send you a message even while she's in school.
Okay.
She wants to say thank you, first of all, for the mentorship and just for welcoming her here to have a sing-a-thon several times. But we spoke before about the fact that Nyla is the first Miss Juneteenth of Michigan.
Oh, okay.
And so she was crowned last year. That's the first. And she wanted me to present you with a certificate today. One organization that she's a part of is the Detroit Independent Freedom Schools movement. And one thing they fight for is the history of our people being taught in our school system.
Okay.
And the importance of that. And so I just want to read the certificate to you. This certificate of achievement is being awarded to John Green this 16th day of May in the year of 2017 by Nyla, age 14, Miss Juneteenth, Michigan. And then it has the actual stamp here of the Detroit Independent Freedom Schools movement because she is a member of that movement. And so we wanted to give this to you. And again, thank you for everything.
Well, I thank you very much. And I want her to know that she is our history. She is the future of our history. And I admire her very much. I love her and all of my young people. Whatever I can do to help them, I am here.
Yes.
I am here. You hear me? Okay, get it.
Thank you again for joining us for Purpose Driven Television. And make sure that you are living a purpose-driven life. See you next time. Goodbye.
All right, that sounds